Thank you very much for staying tuned. We are still on to Sahur Live, reaching you from NTA. So far, so good. We have listened to the Quran, Alhamdulillah, and we've taken quite a lot of notes from the portion recited, especially when the sheikhs gave us some tafsir of certain aspects of the Quran that we recited. We looked into matters of, respect for women, and the fact that Almighty Allah has not discriminated against anyone with regards to their abilities and capabilities to contribute to the society. And we also looked into some of the miracles of Allah in terms of healing that Allah has put into the honey, meaning that the Quran has not left anything untouched. The Quran has not left anything, unmentioned. And we are grateful to Allah for giving us that grace to be one of those who would listen to the Quran and we act out on it as best, as much as we can. May Allah accept it from us as we do so. Now, we want to also look further into this issue of, contributions of men and women into goodness of the society. Nobody is left behind. I want our sheikhs to look into that for us. But first, let me start from Imam Fuad. I want us to learn from your experience as a leader of organizations, contributions and participations of men and women. Please tell us, how has it been? Who is even doing more than the other? And what should the other gender learn from that?
No, it is not for us to judge.
Well, we can assess. We can make assessments.
But alhamdulillah, naturally women, they are emotional and they are passionate.
Very passionate.
As far as even the word of God is concerned, if you go to any religious houses, you discover women play major and prominent roles in so many places where they were allowed to operate. But notwithstanding, you see, it is not the number that matters when it comes to the promotion of the word of Allah. Most places that Allah used to talk about number, Allah is talking about something negative. If you say, most of them, they won't reason. Most of them, they will not. Most of them. So most of these things. But when he's talking about fewness in number,
quality.
He's talking about quality, he's talking about success, he's talking about progress, he's talking about positive things most of the time. So, men might not be as much as women, but I think you understand what I'm trying to say.
Well, but I hope I'm going to agree.
But women, they are there supporting everything that is good. And even during this Ramadan, you see the work which they are doing as if there is no tomorrow. You appreciate their work, and you appreciate, even before, people used to think women cannot do well in Islam. Whenever people want to talk about the suppression of women, I remember I was in a program about 3, 4, 5 days ago. It's about women thing. The feeling generally is that Islam suppresses women to the level that women could not, they do not have a say. And I mean, I realize that right from even the dressing of a woman, it is honor that is not common anywhere. The way a woman dresses, it gives her honor, it gives her respect, it shows her someone that is responsible, it tells the world that this is not an ordinary creature on the street. Even when a woman dresses decently in Islamic way, even if she doesn't pray, she will have the honor that among her peers that they are going. If you want to know, go to Bega in a park and you see a woman that dresses well and the woman that dresses the other way. You see the way the area boys will address them. They will start this coming, say, Aja, you can pass. But the other one, they will even try to touch her head, to touch her body in public. So, from even the dressing of a woman, she is highly honored in Islam. And there is a kind of tradition that when a woman is born, when a baby girl is born, you shave her hair. The same thing with a baby boy. But when you shave her hair, you measure that of a girl with gold. You measure that of a boy with silver. So it means for us as Muslims, at birth, a baby girl is golden. is something that we honor, that we respect, that we value, that we appreciate.
Allahu Akbar. MashaAllah. Thank you very much for that. And Sheikh Tajuddin, yes, contribution to the society, contribution to greatness, especially bringing up great children. I think women have it all. Don't you think so? And I also overheard that they said they are going to be much more in paradise than even men. Am I right?
Be careful of that.
Well, when they say a man will have 70 wives around him in paradise, I think women outnumber men. I'm just saying.
Well, when you mention the building of a family, really women are key to that success.
Allahu Akbar.
Because they nurse the child right from when that child is in their womb. They speak the language of that child at the age of 1 day. And they understand the need of that child, which a man cannot do.
Me, I do understand.
Yes.
Most of the time, I'm the one who interprets what these children are saying to my wife.
I thought when the babies are crying, the men will say, "Come and carry your baby."
No, some men, very few like him. I'm not among them. But very few men. But the generality of women, by nature and by creation, they are the ones who understand the language of child of 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 4 months, until when the child started moving, that the father will be able to accommodate.
Recognize me with it. I'm one of them.
Even if the child is crying, he suddenly will give it to an imam to take care of it. Except Imam Fuad.
No, you cannot give to me. I won't take.
So, if the child is
I will tell
crying,
you I'm busy.
The very moment the mother just take the child, he will keep it quiet.
Still quiet. Allah.
But if you give it to father, he will raise more voice. And at times, if your care is not taken, when the father is trying to calm the child, he use one difficult voice that will scare the child again and make more noise. Because while the neck is somewhere, and then the leg is somewhere, then the child knows that this is not the mother. So you can see they have a very great role that they play in bringing up a child. And that's why they have that regard for Rasulullah by saying, who after Allah has right over me? He said, your mother. He said, who again? He said, your mother. Who again? He said, your mother. It is the fourth time that he said, your father. You can see how great the hadith is sound, how great the position his mother is. وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا وَإِمَّا يَبْلُغَنَّ عِندَكَ كِبَرَ أَحَدُهُمَا أَوْ كِلَاهُمَا فَلَا تَقُل لَّهُمَا أُفٍّ وَلَا تَنْهَرْهُمَا وَقُل لَّهُمَا قَوْلًا كَرِيمًا. You see, this Allah has mentioned parents together because together they bring up the child. Each and every one of them has a role to play. The father is الرجال قوامون على النساء بما فضل الله بعضهم على بعض وبما أنفقوا. With all this we are saying, if there is no finance, it's going to be serious. Because he gives the sadaqi, he gives the accommodation, he gives the food, he goes out and suffer and bring what to be consumed. So he is playing a role. Each and everyone is playing
their role.
A complementary role.
But why we are discussing women all the time is that people used to underrate her. As if she's just a house girl in the house. She's Minister of Interior.
Honorable Minister.
Yes, honorable, by excellence. Without her, nothing can move in that house. And that's why the saying that for every successful man, behind it is also a woman.
Then it means if a man wants to be more successful.
Yes, he has to actually have a stable wife. Let me give example of Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salatu. You know, Ibrahim alayhi salatu is polygamous. Yes. And be careful, any man that is having only one wife, well, you cannot, well, he's a man, really, but you become a real man when you are polygamous. Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, which all nations are proud of, the Christians, the Jews, the Muslims. Allah tell us he's polygamous. His first wife was Sarah, the second was Hajara. You know, Sarah could not have a child, and she, advised that he should marry Hajara, and he did, and she became pregnant. And you know what will happen. And women will know this better than I will not go into details. So he has to take Hajara to Mecca and keep her there. And when he was keeping her to live in that stony area, I mean,
Stony,
hilly, valley,
dry.
Yes, it's not productive in terms of actually plantations. And she asked him, is it Allah who command you to bring me here and leave me? He said, yes. She said, if it is Allah, you go, Allah will take care of us. Allah. How many women can do that today? That is real building of the home. Allah. Absolute obedience to the husband. Allah. And he too, when he turned back going, he became too sympathetic about her. Allah. And that's why the heart of a man will be softer when the woman is extra obedient to him.
Yes.
And he will be brutal. When she wants to show him pepe, he will show her more than pepe. He has more pepe than her. I'm telling you, even in boxing, have you ever seen a woman that can box her husband?
No, that's
most women can deal with it. There are very few, are they? Very few. So he became too sympathetic. And he raised up his hand to Allah. Rabbana, inni askantu min dhurriyyati biwadin ghayri dhi inda baytika al-muharram. Rabbana liyuqimu as-salah. فَاجْعَلْ أَفْئِدَةً مِّنَ النَّاسِ تَهْوِي إِلَيْهِمْ وَارْزُقْهُم مِّنَ الثَّمَرَاتِ لَعَلَّهُمْ يَشْكُرُونَ. This is a complete package prayers for
a woman who is obedient.
Yes. And Allah accepted all the prayers. All the prayers.
What did he say?
The meaning of the verse is, oh Allah, it is your command that I bring her here. And look, there is nothing that actually this woman will rely on apart from you, Allah. Oh Allah, take care of her. Oh Allah, make her children to be prayerful. Oh Allah, make her to have what to eat of fruits fresh in a stony place. And oh Allah, make the thinking and the fuad, of course, not the fuad sitting here, of people, the minds of people to turn towards Makkah.
You are talking of
and
fuad.
that's why today, even a drunkard Muslim would like to go to Makkah. He said he's drunkard, even drunk. You say, who will also go to Makkah?
Because of the prayer
of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, for an obedient woman. Allah accepted all the prayers. And look, it is because of that obedience that Ismail, whom she is looking for water between Safa and Marwa, calling Allah for assistance before she came back, water goes out of his leg, a child of 1 day. And that's the Zamzam we are consuming. Zamzam mercury is not an ordinary water, it's medicinous. And that water has been consumed since that time till now. The spring is coming out. Prayers of a man to the wife. Look, the running she run.
Safa and Marwa.
If you go to Umrah today and you do not do what she did, you have no Umrah.
Hajj.
Hajj also, if you do not do what she did, you don't have Hajj. Look, all the slaughtering we are making today, all our layer that we are slaughtering, is because of her.
Her obedience.
Because she trained the child to be obedient, and Allah commanded the father to slaughter the child, and she agrees. Not until where Allah
brought a
ram to ransom Ismail alayhi salatu salam. And today you are all doing it all over, all Muslims
all over the world,
because of the prayers of husband to wife. So why should you say women are left behind? Women are in forefront
in Islam.
In Islam. That water now is medicinous. Zamzam lima shuribala. All this is for a woman. All the activities you do in Hajj, if you did not do that of Hajara, Hajara, you have no Hajj. And it's a woman. And look at the years, madam. How many millions have now performed?
Gone there because of that.
How many millions of minds that are taught her now? So our mothers should respect their husband. They are in forefront. When you take history, you continue to mention women. Look at Khadija radiallahu anha, that multi-billionaire.
Wife of the Prophet.
She was given the first person to be given paradise in this ummah. An angel has to say permission also to say salam to her. It's a woman. The first woman to be martyred in this ummah is a woman, Sumayya radiallahu anha. It's a woman. So the history of women is bright as far as Islam is concerned. And men cannot actually just go ahead and say it is their property. No, it belongs to all. But they must know their limits.
That is.
When a woman is speaking English, just because she has a degree in the house, and trying to confuse the man, and trying to dictate to the man, and trying to oppress the man.
No, you see, whatever a woman has, the beauty of it is to use it to respect her husband. Then it will come out.
It will not make sense.
That's the summary.
It will make sense.
Yes.
Allah Akbar.
So,
Thank you very much. As if you shouldn't stop again. So women have gotten everything, though. And it takes two to tango. Our hearts goes out to those women who are very good and upright, but they are not gifted with men who can appreciate them. We pray Almighty Allah will have mercy on you and change the hearts of the men so that they can appreciate the gold that you are and respect you accordingly. We will still talk more about this. It is getting very interesting and very emotional.
and men too are not lucky to have.
Who are not lucky to have, subhanallah. Yes. I think it's both ways too, really. Allah Akbar. So men are like Sahaba. They are like companions of the Prophet, but they marry a woman that looks like the wife of Abu Lahab. You know, that kind of thing. Subhanallah. Astaghfirullah. All right, we'll take a breathe. Let's take some breath now, and then we continue with the program. It's going to be Al-Habibiyah time shortly. Please don't go anywhere because we are still here. Assalamu alaikum.